Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. You can also conclude from this quote that speeches are rarely remembered, as Lincoln said in his own speech. Can anyone in this room tell me one line from President Obama's inaugural speech? I don't think so. But I can say with confidence that everyone in this room has either read, heard, or recited the Lincoln's Gettysburg Address once in their life. Most of you can even say the opening line. Fourscore and 7 years ago. President Obama's speech was almost a year ago. The Gettysburg Address, that was 146 years ago. Now that we've gone over who Abraham Lincoln was and the significance of the Gettysburg Address, let us now go over how Lincoln was able to address his specific audience.
According to Abraham Lincoln Online, access November 28, 2009, Lincoln spent many years polishing his speaking abilities, from his youth to his presidency. His life in politics gave him hundreds of opportunities, as did his 25-year-long law career. Lincoln was known as a great persuasive speaker. July 1st, 1856 edition of the Chicago Democratic Press, Lincoln was calm, clear, forcible, constantly referring to disputable facts in his political history. Also in the September 3rd, 1858 edition of the Bloomington Pantograph states how any reasonable man can hear one of Mr. Lincoln's speeches without converting to Republicanism. It's something that we can't account for.
Lincoln has also been known to speak clearly and at appropriate volume, using this to captivate his audience. The October 15, 1858 edition of the Chicago Press and Tribune said Lincoln's speech lasted 3 hours on this day, and that during all that time, the whole audience seemed perfectly wrapped in attention, and that in power, pathos, and eloquence, I have never heard it equaled. Lincoln's inaugural address for his second term, that started in 1856, was described as being received in the most profound silence. Every word was clear and audible as the ringing and somewhat shrill tones of Lincoln's voice sounded over the vast concourse. So now that we've gone over Lincoln's speaking style, finally, we will go over Lincoln's continued ability to influence and inspire today.
Abraham Lincoln is just like me and you. Like most people in the United States, we have all not grown up with a silver spoon in our mouths. Abraham Lincoln is no exception. This is why he appealed to so many different types of people. His life story alone can inspire the most unfortunate person. He has undergone great loss from his family to his career moves. Abraham Lincoln kept a positive attitude all the while the disappointments that he faced throughout his life. Lincoln's triumph over tragedy. Growing up, Lincoln did not have much support from his family. He actually looked up to his aunts. Lincoln found his comfort in church. He spent most of his time there, learning more about God's words. Abraham Lincoln fell in love with a woman named Mary, who came from a wealthy family. The problem was that their family did not approve of Lincoln because he did not come from a wealthy background, but they married anyway. Together they have 4 kids, and only one survived. Later, Abraham Lincoln's mother died from milk sickness. Besides Lincoln's personal life, his political career wasn't too successful either. Lincoln ran for several political positions before he ended up getting his presidency in 1861. He lost most of those. Abraham Lincoln is a prime example of success of a person who has rose up from great tragedy. It is evident that he is someone who displays confidence and knows the keys to succeed despite what people say and the cards that you are dealt in your life. That is why Abraham Lincoln is such an inspirational speaker.
76 years ago, Abraham Lincoln gave us the Gettysburg Address. This speech that lasted only 2 minutes dedicated the Gettysburg National Cemetery. Lincoln's presence and ability to captivate his audience and influence his audience still has an impact today.
Abraham Lincoln is perhaps the most familiar of American heroes, holding our nation together during the Civil War and setting social change. First, we reviewed with you some information about Abraham Lincoln. Second, we reviewed the significance of the Gettysburg Address. Third, we looked at how Lincoln addressed a specific audience. And lastly, we wrapped up with Lincoln's continued ability to inspire today.
Professor Azan, although we as a group agree that Abe Lincoln was a better speaker than you, we'd like to let you know we think you're still number 2.